Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Born in 103 podcast. And we can actually see each other now. So the game has changed. This entire time we've been recording these since like July, right, of last year
I
or
could look it
June of
up.
last year.
I'll look it up. It's June or July though, for sure.
And
I
we
will look it up.
like throughout that entire time we could not see each other, but now we can. So it's about to be like,
I haven't seen
I
Malik's
don't know,
face in a long time.
literally since March of like last year,
That
which
is
is
true,
interesting.
actually.
But this will make it so much easier to like edit these because we won't have to. Just put it on the internet.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just the nature because you can't edit the audio without like it being weird with the video part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I wanted to ask you about that. So Helen had this idea where we should talk about um like this time last year, how was it for us, right?
It's been a year since COVID hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I went back and looked at my March 2020 calendar before spring break and it was like it was like IS meeting at 2, work at 4, basketball at 8, like I am basketball
Yeah.
and like nothing else before, like after that. So it's just interesting to think about like, you know,
Yeah, I was definitely busier before.
before COVID. Well, I think you can tell me if I'm wrong, but one of the things you said is that like COVID is like the introverted like gamers like best dream scenario.
Oh yeah, every day was a gaming day.
Could play Fortnite all the time. You can't literally couldn't do anything else, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
So
But
one
anyway,
was the one time that I didn't feel like I like playing games, but after a certain amount of time, you start feeling like you didn't do anything productive. Like I should have done this instead. For the first few months with COVID, I didn't feel any of that kind of remorse. I was all just like, I'll play all day. I don't care. What else am I gonna do?
yeah, because capitalism like stopped working, so you didn't have to be productive. You just like sit at home, which that's for another episode, but whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, so now we can finally see each other. I don't know if the video is gonna go up somewhere, but we'll see how it comes out. This is kind of like a trial run.
Yeah.
So thank you, Zencaster, for actually doing something productive.
Thank you, Zencaster, for after like the 5-6 months of us saying we're gonna put stuff on YouTube somehow that it finally worked. It
Yeah,
finally worked
I
out,
don't
so we
know
can
how
make
we
it.
were gonna do that though. Does that make sense?
We could have done something like
Like,
Skype recordings, or there has to be something out there that we
no,
could
I'm
use.
sure there is, but we were
It might
already
not have been
like
free
on
though.
Zencaster. Exactly, this was free, or it is free. So I'll take this. So let me ask you something else. So the weekend has announced that he's like done with the Grammys. So and I sent you the tweet when I saw this, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm with him." But
I'm with
like,
them.
elaborate. What does that mean for you? Well, it
It's
probably means nothing for you, but like, how you feel about it?
like when you release a song or an album for that matter, that's I think it set a record. It set the record for the longest time, like being on the top of in the top charts, like from when it came out and after the Super Bowl, like Blinding Lights was #1 on the chart or something. It was the longest time a song had been
Mm-hmm.
out where it was up there. When you release a song like that, that's so good. Everyone loves it. It's been out for over a year now. It's still in the top 10, probably top 20 on the charts, and you didn't get nominated. Not that you didn't win. Like all those awards are fixed anyway. It's all a political stunt. Like nobody gives a fuck who wins. But like the fact that he wasn't even nominated in songs like "Rockstar" by DaBaby, and then "Savage" by Megan Thee Stallion, and "Say So" by Doja Cat were all nominated. I was just like, "Blinding Lights" is better than all of
Mm-hmm.
those songs.
Well, what was the I think I asked you this before, but what were the categories for those, like, not that it matters necessarily, but what were the categories for those songs? Does that
Like,
make sense? Does that question make sense?
well,
Like, was it record of the year?
those
Like,
songs that specifically were record of the year. Then some of them were on song of the year. I don't really even know what the difference is,
the differences?
because then there was an
Yeah.
album of the year award, which we all knew was going to be Taylor Swift anyway, so it didn't even matter who the fuck was nominated for that one. Like everyone's like, oh, I got nominated for album of the year. It's like, yeah, Taylor Swift wins that every time she's nominated. There's no point. She always
Yeah.
wins. Anything she's nominated for, she'll probably win. So it doesn't even matter.
But that's the thing about Taylor Swift. Like, I don't get it. Like Taylor Swift puts out an album. Me and Helen had this conversation in the car the other day because I was like, "Do you think Taylor Swift writes?" I asked her, "Like, do you think Taylor Swift writes all her songs?" And
I
she
think
was
she
like,
writes
"Well, I
them.
don't know. Probably." You think she writes all of them? There's no
She
way she
probably
writes
has
all those
created.
songs.
Well, she doesn't put out an album every year. Like she did
She
this
puts an
time.
album. There's like
She
there's
put
like an
two
album like
albums
every
out.
6 months.
This is the first time that's happened, where she put
Oh
out
my god.
the Folklore and then Folklore 2 or whatever this album was.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, but before Folklore, there wasn't an album for like a year or 2 years or something like that. And then before that, I think there was like, I don't even know the album names, but it wasn't every year. But every time she would put out an album, she'd win every award. She'd just sweep the award shows.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, I listen to the songs and I'm like, these songs they all sound okay. I'll full disclosure, I do like some of the Taylor Swift songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like two of them that I've listened
You
to
like
out of
two
like
ever new ones or in
hundreds of them,
general?
just in general. Like, what's the song called? I like Blank Space. That song's this old though. It's from a long time ago. I like
Yeah.
that song. There's a
Whoa.
couple songs off Reputation that I like that I'll give it to her. Like credit, right? I understand you're Taylor Swift. Everybody knows who you are. But for the Grammys are basically like she's like the Larry Bird of the Grammys, where
Yeah.
she's like she'll show up and she'll say, "All right, I hope like y'all had fun being nominated, but I'm about to win literally every award." That's kind of how it is.
Well,
I mean, that's what it seems like.
it's her and Billie Eilish, really. They're the ones that win all the time.
Did she win a lot
Well,
this
last
past
year,
Grammys?
this Grammy, she won Record of the Year. She won Record of the Year
Mm-hmm.
or Song of the Year. I don't know fucking which one it was. She won one of them, and I think it was the only one she was nominated for. She might have won the other one for her specific genre, but I don't pay attention to all the Grammys. But the year before, she won like 5 or 6 Grammys.
Yeah, I do remember that for that one album. I can't
Yeah,
this. I haven't paid attention, so I don't know if she's released any other albums. But
just some songs.
the first
Just,
one, the one that the first one like from that had to have been 2 years ago.
yeah,
I think it was like When We Go to Sleep, like
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good. But
It was good.
all I'm gonna say is just to end the Grammy talk. A lot of the homies, me and the homies, we stopped caring about the Grammys when Macklemore won Album of the Year over Kendrick that one time. We were like, nah, this has gotta be fake. There's no way. So it's
It's
that
all
kind
a
of
stunt.
stuff.
It's all a popularity stunt. It's not
Yeah.
real music.
Yeah. I mean, how do they even decide? Like they just get in the room, it's like 5 people. They're like, so
I don't
on
even
my
know.
way to work, I listen to this one the most, so I think this one should win Album of the Year. Is that how they decide?
I think
Like who should win?
they might take polling, but it's so dumb that Blinding Lights wasn't nominated. Like his whole album was good, and he had like multiple good songs on it that are on the radio, like 4 or 5
Mm,
songs on the radio. But like Blinding Lights is a really good song. Like everybody likes that
yeah.
song. Nobody doesn't. Like it should be nominated. Didn't need to win.
Yeah. I saw yeah, I saw a tweet. It was like the Grammys couldn't get the weekend, so they got the weekday, and it was like Trevor Noah, like pictures of Trevor Noah. And I was like, dang, they do kind of look alike
That was
with the
funny.
hair like that.
I heard it actually
Yeah.
had something to do with the weekend playing the Super Bowl. The Grammys didn't want him playing the Super Bowl.
The
That's what
Grammys
I
can
heard.
tell him that he
I
can't play
don't
the Super
know.
Bowl, so he
They didn't want him, so I don't know. I don't think that's why he wasn't nominated, but I think they pulled it off
Mhm.
for him to play at the Grammys because he was playing the Super Bowl or something like that. And I think he just didn't care about that, so he said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing anything for you guys."
Well, I mean, he obviously at that point he still wasn't nominated for anything, right? Or did the nominations come out after the
They
Super
came
Bowl?
out before the Super
Is that how
Bowl.
they were? I can't remember.
That's when I heard about it. I was heard on the radio that he didn't get nominated for a single
Hmm.
Grammy, and I was just like, "What?" I'd have to look up
Yeah, that's wild.
the AMAs or something and see if he got nominated for those.
The American Music Awards,
Yeah, because if he got nominated for
probably.
that
He might
and he
win
didn't
all of
get
them too.
nominated, no, Taylor Swift probably did. I think she did. I think she actually did win all of them.
It's just like, when are we gonna get tired of Taylor Swift?
I'm
Well,
already
that was
tired of
my
Taylor
point about her
Swift. I'm
writing her
already
songs.
tired
It's
of Taylor
like,
Swift.
how many? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how many albums she gonna put out talking about the same stuff, and people are just gonna eat it up? I'm not understanding what's going on. I really
Yeah.
don't. I need somebody to explain it to me. Like literally, when I share this, like somebody please tell me what the point is of Taylor Swift's like career. Okay, let me not
To
say it
make billions of
because
dollars writing songs about ex-boyfriends.
yeah, that I mean
At
I
least
obviously
those were
understand the
fun.
point.
At least those songs had like a story behind them. Like, oh, it's about this guy. You know, they were usually pretty good songs. Now they're just like,
Yeah,
I don't even know what her songs are about anymore.
yeah, they all just kind of sound the same to me. But how do you feel about New England spending all this money? They're like the how would you call it? The Manchester City Patriots. That's who they are now.
Well, I keep seeing memes that it was Bill Belichick in 2020. We obviously didn't have any money this past season, and then it's him like frowning or throwing his clipboard, and then it was Bill Belichick in the 2021 offseason. It's that picture of Jim behind the blinds, just smiling,
hmm
and it was Bill Belichick behind the blinds smiling, and that was really funny. I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I think the Patriots. I don't have a problem with the Patriots more or less than I did with Tom Brady being on the Patriots. I
mhm.
don't know why. Like, I don't care if they're good anymore because I don't think they're the best, and they're not going to be like. It's. I don't know. It's just like I don't think they're going to be. They're not the number one team that everyone's trying to beat, like the Chiefs are. But
Yeah, not
so
obviously. Yeah, they're not that anymore.
they
Yeah,
don't bother me. Like, yeah, if you're a good team, you guys got good coaching, you bring in good players, you spend the money for it. That's fine. But then it's like when they had Tom Brady, it's like they didn't even need a good team. You know, think about the team they had last year. It
because they
was the
had
same
Brady.
team. It was the same team, but without Tom Brady. And that team made the playoffs. Almost was the 2 seed. If they didn't lose to the Dolphins, it would have been the 2 seed. Probably actually would have meant farther in the playoffs. They were the 2 seed. So
hmm
I think now that
But I mean, at the same time, they've spent. I think it's like 140 something million, maybe close to 150 million guaranteed money for next season,
oh
or for
yeah,
like in total contracts, I guess.
yeah,
That's an insane amount of money in a free agency
they
period.
put in a
Before
lot
and
of
free agency
stars.
haven't even started yet. Yeah,
Well, they're getting all their
it really
players.
hasn't even started yet. I think.
Like I,
No, go ahead.
I said I knew they were going to go for a tight end. I figured it would be Hunter Henry and not both Hunter Henry and John Smith. But and I figured they'd go in for defensive end or something or tackle. I
Hmm.
didn't think they'd get Judon. I didn't think Judon was going to leave. Or I thought Judon would go to the Jets if he went anywhere.
Yeah.
Poor Jets though, they're losing out on everybody. Everybody that was like, oh, this could
So
he
what is
could
Salah
be
gonna?
linked to
What
the
is he gonna
Jets.
work with?
Nothing. Their
Yeah,
safety.
it was like all. It
Myers.
was like
Myers, the
the
only tight
entire
end.
narrative. Yeah, the entire narrative was that like, oh, all these players like they want to play for Robert
Mhm.
Salah because he's like a cool guy or whatever. And free agency, the Pats are like, nah, well, you might be cool, but we got the money, so
Yeah, they got
that's what they're
nothing.
gonna go after.
The Jets are
Yeah,
solely banking on the chance they can get Deshaun Watson.
you think they will though?
No, I don't think. I just
Do
want him to get moved because I just want to see where he fucking goes. I don't care
yeah,
where he
that's me too.
goes. I'd rather go to the Dolphins because I love the Dolphins, and I'd rather the Dolphins be good.
hmm
But I also don't want Tua to leave the Dolphins because I got Megan a Tua jersey for Christmas because she loves Tua, and I don't want that to be useless.
Is there not a exchange program for the NFL, or is it just NBA?
I don't know. I'm not
Like
going to
the
go through the
jersey
trouble.
exchange?
I'm not going to go through the trouble. I like the Dolphins Tua
You
jersey
should
anyway.
though.
Megan
Yeah, the
likes the
Dolphins
Dolphins
jerseys are
jersey,
nice. They are nice. Yeah.
so
But that's the thing. It's kind of like,
I'm going to
well,
buy a
so
Browns
I think
throwback
you said
jersey.
that you thought they'd be good. Do it. There's probably a bunch of websites you can get it from too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Pats are going to be actually good? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs?
They'll have a chance. I think the AFC is way too tough, though. I think the AFC is
So
tough as
you don't
shit.
think you don't think they have a chance in the division? Then they have to get a wild card, and they wouldn't get a
The
wild card.
Bills are
Is what
not
you're
losing
saying?
the division. The Bills might have a step back. They might go like 11-5 instead of 13-3, but the Bills are not losing the division.
hmm
They're too good.
Yeah.
Unless they lose somebody,
And
but
if the
I think
Dolphins
they
get,
tagged. Didn't they tag Matt Milano? or they signed him back. He didn't
No, I
leave.
thought they tagged somebody else. I thought they tagged somebody else.
I know
I'm
they
gonna look it
signed
up.
back Milano. So they're not. If they would have
Tag.
lost Milano and lost another person, then yes, because that defense is the only thing that is something that was really like on the fence. They have a really good defense, but they didn't really perform as well as they should have last year. If they'd have lost like a piece or two on that
Mm-hmm.
defense, they would have been that defense would have been pretty bad.
Oh, so the Bills didn't franchise tag anybody. They're not going to use it.
Did they sign
I
back
was thinking of
Milano?
somebody else.
I'm sure they did.
I'll look that
But
up too.
but
Let me see.
the Bills are good in the AFC. The Ravens are good. Even with losing Judon, they're still going to be in the playoffs, most likely. The Browns are good.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful the Browns are going to regress. I mean, I think they'll maybe go 10-6 instead of 11-5, but I think that should be good enough to get the playoffs. Um, who else?
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs, obviously. The Colts, obviously. I mean, yeah, the Colts.
The
Pretty.
Browns.
I already said them. That's five. That's just 5 teams.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then you have the Dolphins, who should be good. Maybe not as good, but they should be good. Then you have the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Steelers. And then you have, I guess you could count the Raiders depending on what the hell they do. There's like 9 teams that could make
They
a push
signed
for the playoffs.
somebody.
And that's just off the top of my
I
head.
saw they signed somebody of relevance.
Oh, the Titans.
Yeah,
Fuck. That's 10
yeah.
teams.
The
Those
AFC
10
is much better.
teams. There are 10 potential playoff
They
teams
got
in the
Bud
AFC.
Dupree, didn't they?
The Titans, yeah.
Didn't they get Bud Dupree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
They're
just
gonna
an
be
upgrade
good.
from Jadeveon Clowney, who was hurt all last year. So
Watch
it's going to be
the
tough,
Falcons are
bro.
gonna sign Clowney. He's not gonna do anything.
He didn't do anything. I honestly think the Browns are going to sign Clowney. They're going to try to sign
I
him.
mean, that would work though, because it'll just be more like more defensive line help,
Yeah.
more pressure
Well, it's
created
all, we don't need
in
offense.
those
We need
situations where
defense.
you need it.
We need defense.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
need offense. But
yeah.
I just don't think I think the page. It's hard to say who's going to win, like make the playoffs right now, because you don't know how each team looks yet. After the draft, you'll know a little more. But there's at least 10 new teams in the
I can
AFC
tell
that
you
are
who's not making the playoffs.
the Falcons,
Can I tell you who's not making the playoffs?
the Saints.
No, the
Who?
Saints.
You're probably so happy. Are they going to
They are
finish
not
worse than
making
the Falcons?
playoffs. That
Are they
is
going to
my
Are they going to finish worse than the
yes. They
Falcons
will.
though? Okay, hot
Yeah,
take.
they
What's
will.
their record?
They're not going to be terrible. They won't be like Jacksonville terrible from this last season, but I think they go like I think they only win like 6 games.
What about the Falcons?
Depends on what they do in the draft. Which is, I mean, I guess it goes to say what you were saying. Like, it depends on how the draft goes. Because we could take, I don't know, Devontae Smith
Oh
and then
God,
actually have a good offense again. Or not again, but you see what I'm saying.
you already
We're going
have
to
a really
take,
good receiving core.
yeah,
You don't need another receiver.
I know. But I have to remember that there's a new, like, GM and coach, so they might do something completely different. But Dimitrov definitely would have drafted a receiver for no reason.
No,
I'm sure of it.
Adam keeps saying, don't be surprised if the Browns take a wide receiver in the first round. I went, are you stupid? He's like, you guys need one more good receiver. I was like, we have two top 15 receivers, or at least two top
Yeah.
20 receivers. If you're saying Jarvis is in the top 15, two top 20 receivers. And he's like, yeah, but besides that, I was like, who else has it? Like our backups, yes. We have 2 good tight ends. So it's like, who the fuck else do we want?
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we want throwing to? And Adam's like, just don't be
Well,
surprised.
I can't remember I can't wait for the draft though. I don't remember what pick y'all have, but the draft's gonna be really
25.
interesting. I hope it's not one of those things where like I only watch like the first 10 minutes and then turn it off because it's gonna be like a bunch of moving around and whatnot. So
I think last year I watched it because it was COVID. So I watched it. Nothing else to do.
oh yeah,
But I don't
yeah.
usually watch it.
That was weird. The entire draft was weird.
I usually keep it on my TV, on my like iPad. Like I keep refreshing it and I see who gets picked. I usually don't watch it though.
Yeah. Goodell, I think Goodell was in his basement like drunk or high or something because he was doing the weirdest stuff. I swear he was.
Bill
He'd be
Belichick
like
was
saying,
a dog.
"Well, He'd say everybody's names wrong anyway, but he'd say people's names wrong. Like there'd be delays. I'm sure it's just like the remote aspect of it. But yeah, if they can do it, if they can do the same but like do it better, I'd be interested
Is it
because
going
I
to be
did
remote
watch most
again?
of the draft. It may not be,
I was
depending
gonna
on where they
say
do it. If they
if
go
it
like if they go full UFC and decide to host a like a full attendance event in Texas or something, then it
well,
won't be
isn't it
remote.
supposed
But
to be in Las Vegas?
was it already scheduled to be in Vegas?
It was supposed to be last year, but they didn't do it.
Oh, it might be. But weren't they going to do it in Vegas because of partly because of the Raiders going there?
Well, also because they had this whole like thing planned.
No.
I'm assuming they'd still do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I think the Saints will be better than you give them credit for.
No.
Because who else did they
No.
lose aside from Drew
No.
Brees?
It's the
Hey,
quarterback.
what was their record when Drew Brees was out though?
Okay, fair
And
point.
and that was with Taysom fucking Hill.
But he was still on the team. He was still there. Having Drew Brees on your sideline is very important.
Yeah, but now you got Jameis Winston. You got Dubs, Dub Eater.
I said this and when we did our predictions. I said you take away Jameis, you take away his 30 interceptions, and you put Tom Brady in, and look what they did. So basically the same team. They won the Super Bowl.
You take
Basically the
away
same team.
if you just hey Jameis Winston got his eye surgery, bro.
What's
He's
that gonna do?
now he can see. And besides, he's so used to throwing to Saints players anyway, it's gonna be natural.
Oh my god. Well, I think they gave him like a year or 2 years, 14 million or something like that. So it's not an expensive contract.
Fucking Taysom Hill's contract. How does
His
that work?
contract's atrocious.
How does that work?
I don't understand.
Like,
I
do
don't
they
know
just
if it's
say
just.
every year? No, you're not getting your money because all four of his years are voidable. But what does
Yeah,
that mean? Like, if he
don't know.
plays, does he get his $140 million? Is that what it means, or does it mean we're just saying this because it looks cool, but you're not getting $140 million? You're only getting what's guaranteed. And it's like I don't fucking know. It's so confusing.
Maybe it's all like incentives. It's not incentives, but like yeah, like if you're the starting quarterback and you meet these like
Mm-hmm.
requirements and all that stuff, then you get all this money. But he's not like a great quarterback. Like he can play, he does things. He's a good football player, but he's
Yeah,
not a fantastic quarterback. All I'm saying is they're going to be a massive drop off, like from Drew Brees to the quarterbacks they have now. That's all I'm saying, and it's important
yeah.
because look what happened to the Pats when Brady left.
Well, that's not their fault. That's Brady's fault.
So the Saints being bad is going to be Drew Brees' fault.
Well, they got backups at least. The Patriots had nothing. The Patriots
They
had
had
nothing because
Cam,
Tom.
and
That's
they brought
different.
Cam back. I
That's
see. I
different. Well,
said
this is
I said
different.
Cam would have a team. Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about that in a second. This is a little
Hmm.
different though, because when Tom Brady left, they had nobody to back him up because they traded away Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. They traded away
Hmm.
both the backups that were supposed to be uh, the next group of people, but they were just like Tom Brady was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want Jimmy Garoppolo on the team." So
So what do you have to say about Cam? Cam got a contract.
I don't know, dude. I
So
wouldn't have
how do you
given
feel
him
about
it.
it?
I mean,
Why not?
I might
It's
I
not
might have
a it's
given
not
it
a
to him.
bad
It's
deal though.
okay. It's not, but I'm just like I don't know, man, because I don't think he's going to do that well again. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have
But
to see.
they're giving him weapons now.
Yeah,
He's got a
that's
lot of
true.
weapons now
I was going to say it's
that he
better.
did not have
He's a
last
better
year.
option than everything else that they had. You could have done Jared
Yeah.
Stigum. You could have gone with Stigum and had a fucking awful year. Or you could keep Cam Newton and give him the weapons at least so he's not totally useless.
But that's what I was saying, like to our fantasy football group chat that we have. It was like they had to have known that they were gonna have to like have a really bad year to save the
Mm-hmm.
cap space to like go full Man City this year. And for those that don't know, Manchester City is a soccer team in England. They're a football team in England. They spend a lot of money. They got a lot
A
of
football.
Saudi money. Yeah, a lot of Saudi money that they go and they just like. spend absurd amounts of money on players so they can go and win every trophy possible. That's who Manchester City is.
Manchester City, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm interested
I
to see how they
think
do though.
I think that giving him weapons obviously helps, and I think he'll have a better year. And I think if they use the pick that they have to like draft like Mac Jones if he's available that late, because I know that people have
Hmm.
been saying that he might go earlier than he had been originally like set to go. But I don't know. I don't think five fucking quarterbacks are gonna go in the first 15 picks. You know what I mean?
Do you think he'll be good, Mac Jones? I'm not convinced.
Dude,
One,
I
because he
don't
went to
know.
Alabama, but
I don't know. I think that he'll be better than people are saying, especially since like Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddell are all like, yeah, I'd take Mac Jones over Tua. You know, they
hmm.
both said that they'd take Mac Jones over Tua. I think Devontae Smith said hands down. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, that kind of sounds a little bit biased because one of the quarterbacks he didn't really do much with. Well, let me not say that. I'll just say the other quarterback he won the Heisman with. So obviously he's going to back the guy that won him the Heisman or got him the ball enough to win the Heisman. So that might just be that.
yeah, I don't know. I think it was, I think, I don't know. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be as good as the other four prospects, but
No, of course not. He went to
I think,
Alabama.
I think he'll be good though.
Alabama quarterbacks are not to be trusted. We learned that when AJ McCarron was like
He
busting
didn't,
everybody up in
well,
college.
he didn't even get picked till like the fourth round.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, I can't trust an Alabama quarterback.
Can't trust Jalen
Not
Hurts, bro.
well. I'll trust. Well, he went to Alabama. It's not the same though. He left and then did the same thing somewhere else. So I mean, you trust Baker, right? He's Oklahoma quarterback. You trust Kyler. You don't trust Kyler?
I don't trust Baker half as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god. When are you gonna
No,
start
I
like
do.
giving Baker?
I do
Okay,
trust
okay.
him, but he needs an O line though. That's the only scary thing is if you have one bad injury in an O line and our O line sucks, we're fucked. We are fucked.
Well, I mean, you can say that for anybody though, not just Baker. Look what
Yeah,
happened to
but if
Pat
you have a
in the Super Bowl.
quarterback, right? Well, that's because they lost their entire O line. That wasn't they lost an O lineman. They lost both tackles and a guard going into that game.
Yeah.
They were using like third string tackles, you know. So talk about fucking Chiefs. They
Yeah.
fucking got Joe Tooney. Fucking crazy. Can't believe that
You said that like
they freed up so much money that they got the best guard tackle or guard. He plays all the positions. They got the best offensive lineman in free agency. It's bullshit.
you said that just now like Pat McAfee. Do you watch his show?
I do. I
Or do
love his
you
show.
consume any of his content at all?
I love his
Yeah,
show.
it's pretty funny.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
You said that like Pat McAfee. So I wanted to. So I kind of alluded to this before we started recording. I said I was going to ask you a question about Megan. It's not really about Megan though. It's just about like let's go like meta, like super meta. Would you
Yes.
say that? Would you say that traveling with somebody is the best way to figure out if you can like live with them?
I think living with somebody is the best way to figure out if you can live with them.
Well, before you like do that, do you think traveling is the best way?
Yeah, I guess. I never really
Have
given
you
it that much
have you
thought.
traveled anywhere with Megan?
Yeah, I don't fly with Megan. We haven't
Okay,
flown anywhere, but we've driven places.
where?
Hilton Head and Florida.
Okay, how was that? It was a good experience for you? I'd imagine so, since you're in the house right now.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Do you
Where are you
feel like I'm
going with
interrogating you
this?
right now?
No, I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with it.
No, that's just the question
Oh, well,
because
yeah.
me and Helen, we've traveled like to 3 different places since we've been together. So we went on a cruise. We went to Vegas. We went to
Mm.
Colorado, and it wasn't like I hated it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a good experience. You know,
You
whereas
didn't
I
hate
mean,
yourself
have you
there.
ever traveled with somebody where you're like, no, yeah, have you ever traveled with somebody and you're like, never again with this person? Like I'm never
No,
traveling with this person ever again. You
no,
haven't?
Nope. Because I'm a
Interesting. I
peach.
have.
I'm a
The
peach,
heck does
bro.
that mean?
That means I'm lovable. Nobody hates traveling with me.
But you don't hate traveling with other people?
No, I just make them do everything I don't want to do. So it's fine.
So maybe you're that person.
I'm not though, because I'll do other things.
Okay.
I'm very
But yeah,
easy.
it was an interesting thought that I had, like, about
I'm trying to think.
relationships.
Traveling, well, I don't know. Traveling, no problems. But like once you're there and stuff, I guess. I don't
No,
know.
yeah,
Megan's not bad.
that's included. That's included. Like once
I've
you're
had like
there.
friends that I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, they were so much fun to be around, and because I'm very like introverted. Nah, introvert is a weird word. I don't like that. I'm very like isolated. That's a better word. I like being
You're
on
a
my
very
own.
reserved
I
person.
don't like going out all the time and doing shit. I'd rather relax,
Yeah.
you know. And I've been on vacations with people who are the opposite, and it's fine
Yeah.
as long as they don't like badger me to go with them too much. I'll go every now and
Yeah.
again, but I mean, Megan's sister
So
went
you
with
sound
us
like a
last
cruise
time.
person. You need to go on a cruise.
I have it on a cruise. It's awesome.
How was that?
It was good. We went with
How was it with
family.
Megan's sister though?
Oh, so last summer we went on to Hilton Head with it was me, Megan, our friend Anna, our friend Sophia, and Allie, her sister. And we invited
Okay.
Allie because her and her boyfriend just broke up. And at the time, we didn't know if we were going to be able to go to Orlando or not because of COVID. And her parents didn't
Hmm.
necessarily know if they wanted to go to Orlando. So Megan and I were like, why don't we just invite her to Hilton
Yeah.
Head with us? Because this way she could at least get out of Ohio or out of Pennsylvania. And so we went down, and it wasn't bad. She's just one of those people that's like really active. She always wants to go to the
Yeah.
beach, and then she wants to go to the beach all day, like the whole day. And it's like fuck that. I'd burn first. I'd burn up. Even like I'd say I'm not gonna reapply sunscreen every 2 hours or whatever they say to do it. It's like it's the beach. It's not like it's a
Yeah.
pool. It's the beach. I hate swimming in the ocean. I don't like swimming in the ocean because it's gross. And I don't know if a shark's gonna come take my leg off. Fuck that shit. I can't see anything. It's not crystal clear waters,
Yeah.
murky ass ocean.
Yeah.
People are fishing for sharks like right off the shore. It's like I'm gonna get eaten.
Florida water.
So I'm like,
Quick,
fuck that.
let me interrupt you real fast. So you said you have been on a cruise before. Did it go
Yes.
out of Florida somewhere?
No, out
Okay.
of
The
Seattle to
water.
Alaska.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that one might be different. I've only ever been on a cruise leaving from Florida. But the water, like the water that's like at the dock or whatever,
Hmm.
it's like green.
Yeah,
Like it's terrible. Like it's like the dirtiest water you've ever seen in your life. So I can only
so
imagine what
gross.
like the beach water is. But yeah.
It's I don't like it because I can't see anything. And it's like, well, when you swim, it's like you're just swimming around in the ocean. There's nothing to do. You're swimming at a pool. You can do a lot of things. You can do laps. You can throw toys in the pool and go get them. Swim underwater. You can do a lot of stuff in the pool.
Play
And
fetch with yourself.
and pools have hot tubs, so you can go to the hot tub. So,
Yeah.
but I like options.
But
I have
I
the
guess I
attention
was just
span of a goldfish. I need to do stuff every so often.
so you said so you've been on a cruise to Alaska. You've been on a cruise out of Florida too. And then you've been like to Florida. Would
I
you
haven't been
travel
on a
like
I
anywhere
haven't been on a
else?
cruise out of Florida.
Oh, you haven't. Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
no.
Would you travel anywhere else though? Like
Yeah,
say if I
I
asked you,
don't. I don't have
let's go
anywhere I'd
to
want to go. I would go wherever anybody else wanted
but
to
you
go.
would go though.
Most likely, depends on
Okay.
where you're asking me to go.
Hmm.
There are a few places I don't want to go.
Let's say well I can't say Italy cuz your mom's Italian.
I would go to Italy.
So that would be like a cop out. Yeah. It'd be like a cop out suggestion. What about like China? Would you go to China?
Probably not. I just don't
Why
have an
not?
interest.
What about Japan?
I'd be more inclined to go to Japan than China. I don't know if I'd want to though.
Okay.
Not right now.
What about no, take
Well,
COVID
yeah.
out of it.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't even
What
without COVID. I
about
wouldn't want to go right now.
okay. Yeah, not right now because you're busy right now doing stuff. What about like France?
Fuck, I don't like French. French people annoy me. French people
How do
annoy
you
me. I
know
would
that?
because I've met French people. They annoy me.
People that like descend from France or like
The
people
French
directly like
speaking
off the plane?
French stereotypes of French people annoy me. The French language
Hmm.
annoys me, and I'm not going to fucking France as an American and American talking their French behind my back. Fuck that shit. I'm not dealing with it. Bullshit.
Where else? Where
I've
else?
heard from people
What else
like
could I
who
suggest?
know French who have gone to France and have told me or told people who have told me have heard that they've had like incidences where people are like, "Oh, stupid Americans," like whatever, and it's like, we can understand you. No, fuck that. I don't
The
care.
accent doesn't matter.
No,
What about like Jamaica? Would you go to Jamaica?
I've been down there, not to Jamaica, but we've been in Bermuda before and another island off the Dominican Republic before. So yeah, I would
Was
go
it
to Jamaica.
nice? Did you enjoy that?
I did.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
I
What if
was
like
18 when we
what if
went to.
Biden called us right now?
Yeah,
You ready?
yeah.
If Biden called us right now and was like, I saw the movie, the interview, and was like, I need y'all to do that, but for Putin. So go over there and interview Putin. Would
Are
you
we
go to
trying to
Russia with
kill
me?
him? Are we trying to kill
No,
Putin?
no, just like we're just trying to get some information from Putin. That's
Are we
all.
going to die?
No,
Is there a threat on our lives? Like, then yeah, I'd go.
nope.
I don't care.
But if there was, you wouldn't.
Oh yeah, fuck that. I'm
You
not
wouldn't. You
risking my
wouldn't
life.
risk it.
Fuck that.
Nah, man, we gotta
Uh-uh.
do it. We gotta go
I don't care how
full
much money.
full Jonah Hill.
Full Jonah Hill.
Oh
Go
man.
fight a fucking tiger.
But I just wanted to see like what you thought about it. Yeah.
Though that movie though,
So you go to the Caribbean.
yes. Megan keeps
Okay.
talking about she wants to go to all these places and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I'll go too. I don't know what we're gonna do for him, but she has these big
What were the
plans.
places she like?
She wants to
She
go to
suggested.
Ireland. She wants to go to Ireland.
Okay.
She wants to go to fuck. What's the other place called? I forget. It's in the Caribbean. I forget
The
though.
Bahamas.
It's similar to that though.
Ocherios.
No,
Jamaica. Haiti.
no,
Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico.
no. Fuck. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know.
She's gonna listen to this and
But
be like, "Do you remember now?"
no, she doesn't listen to our podcast. She doesn't love me enough.
Good.
But
We can say whatever we want.
she wants to go to a few places, which is fine. But not right now. I'd rather stay.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay within the country because I don't want to deal with passports. But
Do you have a? I mean, I'd assume you have one.
yes, I'd have to have a passport for work. I had to have one, but I already have
Mhm.
one. So
Did you pay attention to the All Star weekend or All Star weekend, quote unquote weekend?
a little. I saw that
Like how
Kevin
much?
Durant's
How
an
much
awful.
attention did you pay?
I just know what happened. I didn't watch anything,
Okay.
but I do know that Kevin Durant can't pick a team for his life. Idiot.
When I saw the draft, I was like, how do y'all not see that LeBron's team is like 5 times better than Durant's team? I don't
It's not even
understand
fair.
what's going on here.
Who was the first pick?
Because he picked Giannis. Giannis picked
Okay.
first or went
And,
first.
and then fucking Kevin's like, I want Kyrie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in his spot, would you have done anything different
Mm-hmm.
in his situation?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have picked your teammates.
Mm-mm. No.
Who would you have picked?
Steph. Steph Curry.
But you
What
know it's
doesn't
gonna. I
matter?
mean, we're still dealing with it's still Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. You know these are like not the most stable individuals at times,
No.
and you can include James Harden in that too.
Oh jeez. And Blake Griffin now,
You
and
know it would have
Andre
started some
Drummond's
trouble.
apparently going to Brooklyn. Andre Drummond's
Where did
apparently
you
going
hear
to
that?
Brooklyn. I saw it today. It's Brooklyn's the most likely landing spot for Andre Drummond.
He needs to come to LA, the Lakers
Everyone's
specifically.
everyone's going to Brooklyn. Everyone's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck if we're going to stack teams. I mean, I don't care. The Cavs suck dick anyway.
Yeah, well, if he goes to, I don't understand how they would. Nah, he needs to come to the Lakers. Andre Drummond. That would make the most sense. I feel like, and I'm not just saying that because I got the hoodie on. I'm just saying like in general.
The Lakers aren't winning, bud. I'm sorry. I
I
thought
mean,
they
it's
would.
fine. We got our ring.
I thought they
But
would to
like I
start the
said,
year, but
When LeBron first went to LA, I said he needs to win 2 championships for him to be like on the Mount Rushmore Lakers. It's only got one so far. So
I think that was. I honestly that last year was his best shot because
yeah, and they won.
it's just gonna get harder because
It
teams are gonna
will.
have to
He's also
teams are gonna actually
36.
try to beat them. That's who they're trying to beat now. Is they got to stack teams
Yeah.
because the
There was one
Brooklyn Nets are
more
going to
thing I
be
want to talk about
stacked
before
for
we.
years because they have the huge contracts for KD and Harden, don't they? Like they have multiple year contracts. I think
I don't
Kyrie
know
even
about
has like a
Harden. I
2 or
think they
3.
have.
Didn't Harden sign an
Yeah,
extension with
Kyrie for
Houston
sure because
recently?
they no. He
Oh,
turned it down. They were offering like 50 million. He turned it down.
oh.
So he's still on that like the other contract. Let me see. Harden's current contract has 2 more years left before a player option. In essence, Harden gave up 150 million from 2022 to 2025 to potentially make 300 million from 2022 to 2027.
Damn.
And then, I mean, that article that I just read that from was written before
Yeah.
he demanded a trade. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, Harden's contract is still big. It's just not like as big as it could have been. And so they
Yeah.
have to like do another deal basically.
Yeah.
So
That's how it be though.
have you heard from your grad schools? Do you have a decision yet?
I heard back from the Duquesne Masters
Mm-hmm.
about a month and a half ago, and I heard back from CMU's PhD.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get into CMU, which is no surprise. Um,
Okay.
I haven't heard back from Pitt, but I don't think I will because I haven't heard anything from them. And I think I got waitlisted at Duquesne's PhD because I haven't heard anything yet, and that's what
Okay.
Megan says. That's what they do. They don't because if you either get rejected or accepted on the spot. So I didn't get either of those. So I'll hear back from them probably in the next
Which
month.
one? Which school was the interview where it was like 30 something people like interviewing at the same
Duquesne.
time? Which school was that?
It was Duquesne.
Okay.
So
So I'm trying to keep track. So
I
no
don't
to
think I don't think
CMU.
I'm gonna get
You
in
haven't
there
heard, you
even
haven't heard
though
anything from Pitt, and then you
it's.
got waitlisted for Duquesne
But
for
I
for
think
the
I'm.
PhD for Duquesne.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the masters though because I'm
So
getting promoted at work, and
really?
yeah, well, we have a person's leaving. One of my
Oh, okay.
coworkers is leaving, and I'm technically like a temp. I'm full time, but I was only supposed to work for like 3 months. It's a 3 month position, but I've been there for
Mm-hmm.
6 now, and they were like, "We're gonna make you full time. We just gotta wait for an opening and or permanent position, so I
And
get
now this is
benefits
the
and stuff."
opening.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna ask for a. I know I get a raise, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more because
Well,
I
that's
know
good.
I know
You
our
got that.
supervisor's thinking about leaving too, and if they replace supervisors, I'm gonna want more money because the supervisor we have right now is
Yeah.
awesome, and she's really cool. She lets us out early when we're done and stuff. Like, she's really dope. And if she leaves and we get some like Hitler person to come in as our supervisor, if I'm working like full days nonstop, I'm fucking getting a raise before that happens. So
Yeah.
whenever we start
That's
talking
fair.
about it, and they can't afford to lose me because they're already losing one person and they might lose the supervisor. So if they lose me, they're only left with one person who's not qualified to do all that work. So
Yeah.
they need
So
me.
they'd most likely give it to you.
Oh, I'm not asking for like $20 an hour. I'm not gonna be ridiculous. But I do want like something like 15.
You should start high.
Oh, I'm gonna start at like 16. See what
Start
we're all the
high.
way down there. 16 is high.
Nah, you gotta start with 20, fam.
No,
You gotta start with
if I
20.
got if I got the job that the person who's leaving had, I could get 16 easy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But the job with a lot of people, with 3 people, it's not worth $20 an hour. It's not worth that much.
You should do what Russell Okung did.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he did?
No.
He his contract they paid him in Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So what happened was when they paid him, I think Bitcoin was like 30 something thousand
Yeah.
per coin, and now it's like close to 60,000. So
Mm-hmm.
it turned from like however many million to like
It
twice
was
as
like
much.
13. It was 13 to 21
Yeah. So
because he
he
put
might
half
be
of
onto
it in
something.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. He might be onto something there. You should do that too.
I'm gonna tell Pitt, pay me in Bitcoin, bitch.
You should. But anyway, that was all I had. I just wanted to like obviously we haven't done this in like some weeks,
We needed to
like a month
catch
and a
up.
half. Yeah.
We just need to talk.
So do you have anything else? We talked about the weekend. We talked about the Pats.
I don't think
Talked
so.
about the All-Star game.
I
All
think we're
that
good.
stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You do the outro because I can't see
Let me
anymore.
look into the camera. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you everybody for listening. I
Or
don't think we're
watching.
gonna. I was gonna say I don't know if we're going to post this video or not. We'll probably look at it at least and see how it looks. I know
Yeah, I'll look at it.
I was walking around. That's one thing I'm excited about with the videos is it's gonna be a little more nonchalant. So it's more or less like, if there's a fuck up, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I had to get a
Yeah.
charger. My computer was at 2%, and I was like,
2%.
Well, it was at 30 before we started,
Well,
but
my
then we
headphone's about to die. Let me not laugh. Because
my
they could
computer
die
was
any
at 30
second.
when I got on the computer, but I forgot we talked for like 15-30 minutes before we even started. So it died down
Yeah.
pretty quick. But yeah. Thank you for listening.
Well, that's fine. They'll see that if we do it.
Yeah. We'll get this out quickly, and I don't know what we're gonna talk about next. I don't think we planned anything. We'll have to start making a list of things to talk about because then we'll actually record. But yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks for listening. We'll post it when it's up, and hope you have a great day.